right, let me take this bong rip. All right, we'll kick it off. For what it's worth, episode 1.
Hell yeah.
Here we are, dude. Quarantined.
Quarantined.
Felt like
First of many.
felt like yesterday I just was living in a van with you, and
I
now we're not even allowed to hang out.
know, it's so fucked up. Like getting off the road and I don't know, being out there, it was like we weren't thinking about this shit at all, even though it kind of was in the news, but not
Remember when we
really.
were? Remember when we were in Charleston and we were at the beach, smoking weed in that parking lot, and we were talking about China and how crazy shit in China was at the moment.
Yeah, but it wasn't like a worry. And then literally the day we got back, gigs had started to get canceled, and then everything was all sketched like that whole week, and then the next week it was like pretty much everything had been canceled. Music industry was in a kerfuffle.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's why we're starting this podcast. So if you're listening, if you're watching, thanks for tuning in. I'm Danny,
I'm Zach.
and
We're two members of Amoramora.
we play in Amoramora together. That fucking silly ass band Amoramora. But
And we're gonna try to not talk just about the coronavirus, but we'll see how that goes.
yeah, right. I know. I feel like we need to talk about other shit. Well, hey, it's good. We'll start out with the celebratory guy.
Yeah, we could start talking about the stuff that we're doing now that we can't play shows. We just released that Birmingham show, which is super fire, and people need to check that out for sure.
Yeah, people definitely need to check out the Birmingham show. That was that venue was crazy. It was they told us that Widespread played there a bunch, and Blind Melon got there and refused to play there once. And
Yeah, the sound guy's been there for 30, 40 years.
they said the Police played there, and then they said that the Police drove their van there with their trailer. And then it was that show that the record company or whoever the fuck sent them their bus.
And it's such a small place. It's under the freeway. The Nick in Birmingham is where that was.
Damn, it literally is under the freeway.
You're like, what kind of place is this?
It's a shady little place, but it turned out, I mean, there's definitely some vibes in there.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, it feels good. People came out. It was a fun time. But yeah, I got that, and I just released the Zach's Picks thing. And I'm just trying to do with that just my favorite jams of the tour or whatever latest, escapade we were on. And just kind of doesn't necessarily have to be the longest jam or whatever. Sometimes it's just a sick transition, Sweet Spirit and 22 Tattoos. It's not really a jam, but it was just really nice, so I put it in there.
What else did you have on there? You had the
Diamond Phillips from Mobile, Baton Rouge, Birmingham, Vegas. Those were mainly what I picked from because those are really, really good shows. But
that Baton Rouge show was nuts. We were getting drunk for my birthday, on stage.
Yeah, technically you turned 28 on stage, which is pretty dope.
I made it on the 27 club, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna be in it here this month, which is crazy.
So just so everybody knows, we had gigs planned for everybody's birthday, pretty much. Mitch's birthday, Jerry's birthday, Zach's birthday.
Me, Mitch, and Jerry all have April birthdays, and we were gonna be in New Orleans and Vegas for everybody. It was gonna be the most ridiculous April of all time. You know? But yeah.
And now we haven't even gotten official word. We can just assume that everything's
canceled. Yeah. And hopefully, man, I just it's even weird talking about hope. Oh, I hope in the future we can get back on that jazz fest thing. It still seems so early, but I do hope we can.
Yeah, we'll definitely reschedule all that. And we were gonna do Salt Lake City and Vegas too, and like that was
Yeah.
gonna be fun, like to go back out to Vegas, and
Yeah, April was gonna just be monstrous.
it was gonna be a slap.
But yeah, now we're stuck at home, which is kind of crazy, you know. It's kind of surreal. I've been using this time honestly as kind of like a reset, and because when you're on the road, it's like almost impossible to work on yourself and just like do those like just mental things or like you know cleaning your room, shit like that.
So,
So I've just been using it as like a total reset, and honestly, I don't know. It's not the worst thing that could have happened, I guess, but.
I mean, yeah, dude, we all kind of needed it. Like we were all on the road for a while, and like, I
Mm.
mean, we were planning on taking a bunch of time off when we got home, anyways.
Yeah, totally. Totally. But no, I hope we can write a bunch of new songs and I'm excited for just other bands too. Shit like, you know, people writing I see Trey writing fucking shit tons of songs and stuff on his Instagram and
Yeah, what do you
uh
think about that? I think that's cool. I think it's cool how he's like going grassroots with it and like
yeah.
just like writing in his house, like around his family, like just trying to get new stuff going.
And this shit's been getting crazier and crazier too. I swear like 3 weeks from now he's gonna be like fucking Fluffhead Part 2.
Yeah, right, or some crazy shit. I
But
think
yeah, I mean,
it's like we're
all the bands, you know, like even people like our friends and shit, we're gonna be all like writing stuff that maybe we didn't have time to like get out, you know, because just life and tour and all that shit. And yeah, so fuckload of babies, fuckload of songs probably gonna be coming out in the next 9 months.
yeah, right. Babies and songs. Dude, have you seen the Tiger King?
Oh my god, yeah, dude. I
You
fucking
finished it?
I already finished it. It took me like 2 days, I think.
Dude, I think I was up like super late, like the night that it came out, and I saw it on Netflix, and I was like, it was like 2 in the morning, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, let's start. And I was like up all night. I was like, the show is fucking crazy.
I think I watched it. I think I started watching it like the day or the day after it came out, and I got super high with Eric, and we just like started watching this shit, and it was like day two or whatever, so it hadn't like blown up on the internet. And then I just wait. We watch like 2 or 3 episodes, and I go to bed, and I wake up, and I fucking literally every fucking comment on Facebook is Tiger King this, Tiger King that. I'm like, what the hell did everybody in the world just watch this shit last night?
Yeah,
Like,
I know, right? I mean, when you think about it, like, no one's like, I mean, the people that have like essential work are
yeah.
like, out, but like everyone's pretty much just like at home, kind of just like doing
Dude,
their
I
thing.
wonder the stream numbers on that shit. That's got to be the first episode, especially just people that tried it out. It's got to be like unreal.
Well, dude, apparently, like, my girlfriend was telling me this morning that like they reopened the case in Florida against Carol Baskin, like about her
What?
husband.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
dude!
And then
That was like,
I
dude,
think,
she's almost crazier than like fucking Joe Exotic. Like, it's super funny seeing people's reactions to it. Some people are like super serious, like animal rights kind of like vibe. But I don't know. I just getting high and laughing my ass off at that Joe Exotic, dude. Fucking
dude,
so funny.
how ridiculous! Because I noticed, I saw this meme that was like lady gets her arm ripped off at the zoo, and 5 minutes later, Joe Exotic's like in like an EMT jacket. And dude, I noticed the same thing when I was watching it. I was like, what was he just like in an EMT outfit like that
Yeah,
day?
right.
Like he just
Yeah, and
decided.
they like had the camera on the whole thing. Like, but I guess that dude just films his whole fucking life. Like, I don't know. It's such a weird story because he's at pretty sociopathic. I feel like like definitely has got some mental issues.
Well, yeah, I mean he's locked up now, and I guess they also like opened up they opened up the case against Jeff Lowe, that other dude who like stole the zoo.
Yeah, that was like they even hinted to that in the documentary. Like that dude might go down for some shit.
Yeah, who knows, man? I mean, that just seems like a whole shady business. I mean, he wasn't normal by any means, but
Right,
Doc Antle was.
dude. Doc Annal's the man, bro. That dude is just slays life, dude.
I guess. Yeah, he's got like a couple wives and like.
That's what I'm saying.
But he's
He's
in like Myrtle Beach. I was like, for a second, I was like remembering when we were in Charleston, and I was like,
yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
but I was like, oh no, like it's like the way northern. I think it's like the northern part of.
Yeah, I think so because it's like Savannah, Charleston, and then Myrtle Beach.
Yeah, well, I was just like, damn, like there's these people have like over 100 tigers. Like, could like you hear those stories of ladies that have like 90 cats like in their townhouse or whatever?
Right? Yeah, dude. Joe had like 200 some. It's
Dude, well,
insane.
and then they like the dudes are just like eating all the meat that like Walmart tries to. They basically like,
Yeah,
dumpster dive to like feed
dude.
all.
Yeah, but geez, it's better than Carol, man. She doesn't even pay her fucking workers. Just everybody there is a volunteer, like getting extra credit.
I know it was funny point when he made like he was basically like, yeah, so um she just like has like a backyard cat like thing going on. And
Yeah, yeah. She only had 12, and she paid like 90,000 for them or something.
well, they're all like rescues, I
Yeah.
guess, but like
The only reason she did that is so that she could have a cat rescue. You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah, and then so her husband, now husband, came out with like a video I watched the other day. It was like a 9-minute video on YouTube.
no shit. Her husband, that old fucking dude,
Yeah.
dude, that dude is the biggest nerd. I just wanted to slap him fucking so many times. It's like this.
Who? But dude, this is my thing with that. Who really knows what the real story is? You know
Dude,
what I
yeah.
mean? Like just because Joe Exotic is, for lack of a better word, exotic to the
Yeah.
human, that like what he says automatically like goes out the window because he's like eyebrow. You just look at him and you're like what Riff Raff would look like in like fucking 30 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
That's hilarious.
I was literally like, where did he get a bleached mullet look from? Like what inspired that?
Dude, that guy's look is he's definitely a character of his own for sure. I don't know where he got any of
The
that
whole
shit.
story of I mean, hey man, if you can live that freely and create a community around yourself that I guess like will suffice like everything,
Right?
you know. But he fucked up. It seems like the breeding thing was weird. It was weird because how it was spun. It's like
Yeah.
you weren't really sure like whether you're supposed to like have a secret like but why?
Well, like the way it was a cool how they did it. I mean, I think it could have been 5 parts, definitely. But like you didn't even really know about the Carol Baskin shit until like episode 3, like with her husband and shit.
They did a good job at like really lining you up and like
Yeah.
giving you facts, important
Hmm.
pieces of information.
Going into the yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, talk about epic segues. What have you been listening to besides all these fucking live streams?
Yeah. So actually, I was just like looking at my Discover Weekly today
Uh,
as I was getting some work done before we were
nice.
doing this, and I first of all I've been listening to a bunch of like old shit. Like I've been doing some live streams on my Facebook,
Yeah,
and
that's right.
I've been playing like Bright Eyes and like I played Blink-182 the other night. And like honestly, it's been kind of liberating in a sense. It's definitely weird, like performing. I mean, I've done live streams before, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like I didn't like it wasn't like my first live stream. It was like 3 weeks ago. But
but
it
it's
is
like your
kind of,
only means of performance at the time at this time,
dude. I mean, yo, people tip.
right?
Like it's not like it's a thing. Like people tip. Like I've made money pretty much every time I've gone live. I mean, like $8, $60, whatever. Like
Yeah,
I haven't done any of the crazy like groups or anything like that. But it's weird because even at a small gig, even at like a solo gig, I'd say like the pub down in Boulder on Pearl Street or whatever.
right.
I personally love playing those gigs because it's a great place to test some new material.
Hmm.
But it's honestly like even there, like you'll get some claps, like whatever. Like now you're just like playing to an audience that's watching, but they don't clap and like
Yeah,
You
They
just
need to
kind of,
make a virtual clap button where you can,
yeah, you know, like you just like get like the like buttons like fizzling up, and it's kind of just like,
or
oh,
just like something appears when you end a song and you just tap it and just it makes a clap sound, and then the more people clap, that'd be way too hard though.
dude, no, I was thinking about kind of like getting like a sound effects, like something like on my computer to
Yeah.
run, so I can just like, you know, make like a sound effect like people clapping after this.
Well,
I think it
that's
like
kind of
freaks
been my
people out.
challenge with bass is like it's kind of hard to just solo bass for me. I'm not, let's say, I'm not that good, or I just don't have that many songs to like sing and play. I mean, it'd be like 4 or 5 songs, and then, but there are all these. What the bass groups are doing is like all these crazy bass challenge videos and shit, and like
Oh, really?
1 minute long riff challenges, and that's been really cool to watch because people are getting choppy out there for sure.
Yeah, dude, that guy Kevin Scott that we met down in New Orleans, who plays with like Jimmy Herring, he was like challenging Dave Schools the other day on Instagram. It was fucking tight.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna do some bass shit because it's just like just sitting here, man. Like I got a lot of cool shit. I can like just make a quick video here or there.
Yeah. And if you're listening to this, Mitch came out with a cool video slash single the other day. It's pretty tight. You should check it out. Zach and I both agree that it's pretty tight.
Yeah, it's pretty cool for sure. I'd like to do something like that with the whole band, almost even like with the whole music video kind of vibe.
I know that was tight. I was like, damn, I wasn't expecting like as good of a production
Yeah,
behind it. It's tight. It's really cool. It's very
pretty
smart.
dope. But yeah, it's weird. It's weird how everything's shaping up. It's going to be interesting how not just the jam scene, but the whole music industry looks after. I mean, because summer is. It sounded like summer is pretty much still fucked.
Yeah,
And that like even if shit does go down, it's not going to be like it was going to be.
dude, every
Um,
band has pretty much turned into like their own TV channel.
yeah,
You know, like
pretty much.
like we're gonna put this up on Twitch. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Like we just started a Twitch channel.
Yeah.
Like, you
You
know,
all should go follow us on all the socials if you're not.
yeah. If you're watching this or you're listening to this, I'll flash the stuff up on the screen where you can follow our stuff.
And we'll
But
put it in some kind of like a show list or something in the description.
yeah, but we've been talking about doing this podcast for months at
For
this
so
point.
long, man. We've been in the van just like, dude, and then Mitch could have a segment where he comes in and so yeah, it's been like a total idea. And finally, hey, we probably wouldn't have gotten to this like for a long time, you
I
know.
know, right? Yeah, this time off is it like streamlined all like you're just like creative to do list. You know,
Yeah, exactly.
it's tight. I've been working on some demos. I should shoot them over to you.
Hell yeah.
I wanted to like wait till I had like a few to send over to you so you could like pick which ones you liked.
Yeah, that'd be dope. Hell yeah.
My little converter like shit out on me.
Oh no.
Remember I was telling you about this the other day.
Yeah.
When I realized that I had like a bigger one that's like right here. That's like an old mixer.
Nice.
That I think is like one of the first like, dude, this thing's old, but it has a USB out and it works perfectly like going into Logic.
Hell yeah.
And dude, Logic has insane drum machine shit going on now.
That's what I really want to get Logic. I'm on GarageBand right now, and the programmable drums in Logic is just so much better.
But even with GarageBand, like you might not be able to edit it, but you can go like find like drum samples and just like write to them.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, it's just a little harder, just more work, I guess.
Yeah, totally.
You know?
Yeah, it's fun. I haven't played around with Logic in a while. Just like you said, we're always out on the road and like, you know what I mean? Like
We're getting ready to go on the road or playing a show in town or something. So
like this was gonna be like we were gonna play our big Denver show on Saturday, and then the next weekend we were gonna do like our Salt Lake Vegas thing, and we would have been home for like a month.
yeah,
You know.
yeah,
So
exactly.
it's I mean it's different, but I mean
It is what it is. I mean,
we
just gotta
went
take.
hard. We went hard in the paint, right?
Yeah, we did.
And dude, like moving on, it's gonna be interesting to see how this affects like the industry moving on. Like postponements, like festivals, like what's the deal with like festival hygiene, safety, like what's the norm?
I mean, who knows how many? I mean, people are talking about restaurants and bars and venues closing up, but like, how many bands are even going to be able to survive something like this? You know, I mean, I'm sure some bands are going to have a rough time and lose a member or something. Someone's going to have to, you know, because I've heard a lot of people are having to move back with their folks or something, or like, you know, I mean, it's rough times out there, especially for anyone in like the service industry. You know,
And a lot of people's like side hustles or like real jobs have like laid them off.
yeah,
They can't even
yeah.
go make that paycheck for rent that they need like every month.
Yeah, it's fucked, man. It's like I'm just glad I got good friends and good family in this time because, you know, like otherwise I'd be totally fucked.
Yeah, me too. Me fucking too, bro.
But hey, you know, it's not all bad. I've got like a fucking vault full of whiskey, so
Yeah, you do have like a world ending like
oh yeah, yeah. But it's dude, it's getting I just opened like 10 bottles for this. I was just like fucking it's gonna be months, you know. I'm just like, fuck it. I'm just gonna open like 10 bottles and like drink it. And then I'm sitting there like, fuck, man, this might at the end of this, like put a dent in the
yeah,
old
and
collection.
you're quarantine. Hey, but that's why you stockpiled, right? Because
Exactly.
eventually you knew you were gonna need a lot of it at one time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just wanted also to definitely tell people to stay aware on our social media stuff because we're going to have a lot of new content dropping. Um, and we're going to try to get some actual like recordings done during this, even where it's like, you know, kind of more of a studio thing, even though we can't be together.
Yeah.
So, a
Yeah,
lot of cool shit coming out for
we're
sure.
not gonna stop doing what the fuck we wanted to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just because.
That's what it was. Whole thing is like, it's put a lot in perspective and like I've realized a lot of, you know, priorities and like things like that because, you know, when something like this happens, it's like, well, what are you thinking about? I'm thinking about the bands and how can we get back on the road? Like, you know what I mean? Like, how can we
Yeah,
get back playing and, you know, writing and stuff? So,
it's a big question mark at this point, man.
mhm.
I think like that even the higher ups didn't really get back to even thinking about this kind of shit until.
Oh, no one saw this coming, man.
Yeah, I mean, but I'm saying like even with the reschedules and everything, at least it
Hmm.
hasn't even been released to the public until like yesterday, which means they were probably working on it like last week.
Right.
Like, but the thing is like we play a lot of places. We're still playing like bars. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like focus our like an alcohol focused spot, and
Totally.
those places that we go play that we have great nights that our fans come out to. Those those places are like not allowed to be happening right
Right.
now. I was just
Yeah.
thinking, like, you see all these other live streams of like these bigger bands with like big light setups and everything.
Hmm.
They like sounding great, but just playing to like an empty room.
Yeah. It's so
Like,
weird.
that's gotta
But
be.
you know what has been cool to see is that the stream numbers are up. Like I mean, I've seen plenty of times I've seen 90 over 100 people watching someone stream, and you know which definitely wouldn't have happened before.
Yeah, yeah, I
So
know. Well, people, I mean, even when I go live, I mean, I've gone live before, and like the numbers are pretty fucking crazy. Like
yeah,
people are definitely, but my whole sense, like, like going back to the Twitch thing, like I really feel like Facebook is gonna like something's gonna happen where like the boost post thing again is gonna happen with like live streams where they like either take it out of the algorithm
right.
or they like make you pay for certain shit. Like I don't know. I just don't trust them. You know what
I
I
know.
mean?
Me
And
neither, man. Who
yeah,
does? You know.
yeah. Who really does?
But yeah, I mean, we'll definitely. This was fun though, for sure. I mean, we definitely got to keep growing it and like see what we can do with like maybe getting Mitch in on a segment because I think that would be
Yeah,
hilarious. Just like, and now we break for, you know.
yeah. And if we're doing it remotely like this, I mean, it could be possible to get pretty much everybody in on it.
Yeah. Oh, we definitely could, especially with this Zoom. By the way, shout out Zoom. This shit is super awesome and it's
Yeah,
free right now. So
we
you guys
didn't.
need to
We
do any
might.
video conferencing. Zoom is the shit.
Yeah, we might use something different so I can like do a little bit more of a broadcast next time. But
Yeah.
hey, I mean, we want to thank you guys for listening. This is the first For What It's Worth podcast.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah,
And
I hope everybody's getting their bills paid and, got a bunch of food stocked up at home and staying safe out there.
definitely. And we're just going to move on, and we're just going to play you guys out with an Amoramora jam. This is number one off of Zach's picks. Am I right, bud?
I believe so. The Hoopers from Vegas.
Yeah, it's from February 8th, 2020. This is Danny, and
Got Zach here.
we're signing off, man. We'll see you guys next time. We don't know when the next time we're going to do this is. It's probably going to be pretty soon, though.
Hopefully soon.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in. We love you guys. Peace.
Totally. Peace. Later.
Let's see everybody up front for this one. I got so much to give, so much time left to live, awake during the night, morning bells ringing bright, left in pieces by this winter, tending bar and burning timber, the age-old dance has lost its touch, too bad it didn't cost me much. 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 Chasing away the only rain that came when the land was dry. With only hearts to stain, I followed like goodbye. The canyon only ever leads me home, and it won't be the same when I'm there alone. The canyon only ever leads me home and reminds me of how much I've grown. Followed by my beating path, chased off by the aftermath, across this desert once again. Follow the sun in its descent. This is what my ocean made. Deep down's where my beauty lays. I'll turn my head up towards the sky and kiss all my memories goodbye. Said I'll kiss him goodbye. Said I'll kiss him goodbye. Said I'll kiss him goodbye. Chasing away the only rain that came in when it was dry. Met with only hearts to stain. Follow my goodbye. The canyon only ever leads me home, and it won't be the same when I'm there alone. The canyon only ever leads me home and reminds me of how 365. Got home at the crack of dawn. Followed it up with a box of wine. She woke me early the next morning just to kick me out again. Back on my feet without warning. Is there anything else you could recommend? Cat sleeping on the counter. The snow is piled up outside. Is the spot in her bed still open? The dog knows what she's gotta hide. Caught myself dreaming of you, dreaming of me. Caught myself dreaming of you, dreaming of me. I caught a tiny glimpse of sunshine and somewhat of my winter haze. 900 miles back from Tucson. Boy, those seem like better days. Even if an earthquake starts to tumble, I won't forget what you said. I'll fall in love this January. If by February I'll be dead. Caught myself dreaming of you, dreaming of me. Caught myself dreaming of you, dreaming of me. You can't ever fix what's always broken. You couldn't do it if you tried. Change don't always come tomorrow, no matter where you try to hide. She never told me all her secrets. She used to whisper in my ear, but I haven't heard her call my name since the last day of the year. Caught myself dreaming of you, dreaming of me. 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 Caught myself dreaming of you, dreaming.